What's up, cool people of YouTube? It's tinfoil hat theory time. So I'm gonna tell you guys a few facts, and then I'm going to tinfoil hat theory time. All right. So this is about the zombie apocalypse virus, if you know what I'm talking about, because I can't say it's a zombie apocalypse virus, right? So I'm gonna shoot out some facts that you will be astonished, most likely. So this egghead, the scientist, right? He thought up this experiment and he won a Nobel Peace Prize for doing this particular experiment successfully. So he woke up one day and he thought, what if I can use mosquitoes to change the DNA of a pregnant mammal while it's pregnant, right? Like the baby's DNA, not the mother's, but the baby's, while it's developing. Not prior to getting pregnant, not after giving birth, but during the process of growing as a fetus. So this guy figured, how can I prove this experiment to work? So he figured out, okay, let me get some bioluminescent DNA properties and let me mess around with these mosquitoes, because when mosquitoes bite you, for example, right, they don't just suck your blood, they give out some juice too, and in that juice you can have RNA and DNA. Malaria is spread that way, right? Because it bites one person and bites another, and that malaria gets transferred from one person to another. So this egghead scientist figured, let me put some bioluminescent DNA into this mosquito, so when it bites the mother, the babies come out bioluminescent. So these kittens were born glow in the fucking dark. Not tinfoil hat theory. Fact. YouTube it, Google it. This guy won a Nobel Peace Prize for making glow in the dark kittens. And he made those kittens by messing with mosquitoes that bit the mother, that gave birth to glow in the dark kittens. That's fact. Another fact is, in California we have an invasive species of mosquitoes. The invasive species is the Chinese tiger mosquito. These mosquitoes are like 2-3 times larger than our mosquitoes. They have tiger stripes. They're like black and white, and when they bite you, it hurts. They're not our regular mosquitoes. I've been bitten all over. I've been bitten in my arms. I don't know if you guys can see, but I have scars. They literally left scars on my arms, and these scars look like bullet wounds, man. It's fucking crazy. Like, it stays on you for months. Just Google Chinese mosquito bites. You'll see, man. It's some horrific mosquito bites, and they leave scars. Now, another fact is, we've had a lot of people win the Nobel Peace Prize, and for specific reasons, right? And that reason they won a Nobel Peace Prize was then turned around and turned into a weapon and used against people as a weapon. And it's astonishing the percentage of Nobel Peace Prize winners and the things that won Nobel Peace Prizes that ended up being used as a weapon. Now, tinfoil hat theory time. What if the zombie apocalypse virus was spread using this invasive species of mosquitoes? That's an interesting question. What if we weaponize these mosquitoes? The question is, why would you use an invasive species? Well, I'm going to tell you a fact, and then I'll tell you the reason why you would use an invasive species. So, the fact is that we now have the ability to extinct mosquitoes. We can attack them genetically and kill only mosquitoes and nothing else. And this has actually been brought up, and some people have wanted to do this, but the only reason people haven't okayed doing this is because they don't know what's going to happen to the ecosystem if you get rid of like the local mosquito population, because a whole bunch of animals eat mosquitoes. Mosquitoes are a large part of the diet of a lot of animals, or creatures, and you don't really want to mess with an ecosystem. It's bad enough we have invasive species. Now we're extinct. We're getting we're rid of a food source. That's probably not a good idea, right? But now going back to the tinfoil hat theory thing, if you use an invasive species to spread the zombie apocalypse virus, or any virus, right? If you weaponize mosquitoes, you'd want to use an invasive species, so that way when you get rid of it, you're not really impacting the environment, because the local population of mosquitoes stays while the invasive species goes extinct. Now, this could have been happening for a long time. Just because mosquitoes bite you, and we could have messed around with, if we weaponized it, we can make it where you'll notice the effects down the line. It's not like you get bitten today, you're sick tomorrow. It could be like you're bitten today and sick a year from now. That's a possibility. That's some tinfoil hat theory shit, yeah, it's really weird. I'm gonna throw some more facts at you. That's really weird. Our government experimented on the United States citizens of wherever the fuck, with the Tuskegee experiments. It was race based, I think, and it was pretty fucked up, man. They gave a whole population of people syphilis and didn't even tell them. that's a fact. Google it, Tuskegee experiment, or YouTube it. So our government does some questionable things at times. Another fact is, when we dropped the nuclear bomb for the first time, we didn't know if it was going to cause a chain reaction that was just going to just cascade out of control and just destroy the entire planet. They knew that might have been a small possibility, but they rolled the dice anyway. So yeah, they do some questionable shit sometimes. So yeah, that's another fact. And another fact is, so the virus that got spread around the world from Wuhan, China, right? Turns out our government was funding that laboratory that the virus possibly, maybe accidentally, purposely, partially accidentally escaped from. That supposedly was from bats, that were supposedly from the lice on the bats, that were supposedly from the laboratory, that was, well, if you can actually YouTube, I think it's Senate hearings where they're talking about this, man, openly. It turns out, another fact is, when Russia invaded Ukraine, they're finding laboratories that we funded in Ukraine that are doing questionable things using viruses and bacteria, of which they were denying top to bottom, and now it's turning out to be a fact as well. It was supposed to be fake news and all this shit. It's turning out to be pretty factual. Imagine that. So that's tinfoil hat theory time. These are just thought experiments for you to know certain facts of the world and certain tinfoil hat theories that can be attached to this, right? We human beings do a lot of weird shit that's like detrimental to our species. That's like we sabotage ourselves. We're suicidal ass species, man. It's fucking crazy when you really think about it. That's tinfoil hat theory time. You guys have a nice day. Avoid the zombie apocalypse virus. Be ready for zombie apocalypse. You know, however it is, you get ready for the zombie apocalypse. Yeah, you guys have a nice day.